You are now listening to Talk Your Jits podcast.
Welcome back to the Talk Your Jits podcast. This podcast is, as name implies, all about jiu-jitsu. I'm your host, Lamar Smith, and today's guest is a brown belt who who owns Puente Jiu-Jitsu located in Algon, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Jonny Puente.
What up? Right. Thanks, sir. What up, man? Thank you. Good to be back again.
Welcome back, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Been kind of a wild ride since last time. It's been about a year now?
Yeah, last time. So just to recap for people who don't remember, last time we talked to Jonny, you just opened up your school and you were still a purple belt.
Yeah, it was a purple belt. A lot of craziness. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, the gym's doing great. Sorry, I got my little puppy here just all over me right now. But no, man, the school's been great. Growing. Dude, Friday nights are like my busiest day. I keep telling everybody, you guys I need more mat space, man. We're running out.
That's awesome.
And then, yeah, one of the things that I didn't disclose at the last time I was on was, so I said I gave up a lot of things like going into this. And one things that I did give up was I ended up homeless for most of last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like I was I would like crash on people's couches. I'd go stay at my girlfriend's house on the weekends. Which is even crazier. I mean, she's an amazing person or has incredibly low standards. Whatever. I mean, but yeah, so I spent a lot of last year like crashing on friends' couches and stuff like that while just, trying to get this whole thing going to get to the point where I could be self-sufficient. And now I'm finally getting there. I moved in with a buddy of mine, and I'm actually next week getting ready to move into my own apartment. So strides.
That's awesome. I know.
Yeah.
Strides from last time we talked, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Then of course, last Saturday I got my brown belt. Which again, that's still, I don't think it's set in yet.
Nah.
I don't think
it won't. It hasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it's fully set in on where I think it's the first time I compete. That's probably when I'm like, okay, here I am.
Right. Yeah, it takes a minute, man. I'm still used to being saying that I have a black belt now. It's still weird.
Right. Yeah, and again, congrats on that too, man.
Man, thank you. Yeah, it'll be coming up on a year. It'll be a year and
hold up.
I want to say November. Yep.
There we go. All right. Oh, that was weird. Okay.
Yeah.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
So I was just saying, coming up after it's just been pretty exciting.
Yeah. I look forward to that day. But yeah, the guy who gave me my belt, because like I said, I was formerly Carlson Gracie team. Now I'm my own dude. Trying to make my own, create my own. I won't say like legacy, but make my own path. There we go. And so yeah, Puente Jiu-Jitsu, we went on our own, and which I kind of got concerned because I had a seminar last year, and my buddy Aaron Brooks, who's a first degree black belt, he is originally under the Vienna Brothers out in Chicago. And he's like, we were talking after he came up in September last year. He's like, who's belting you right now? I go, kind of like up in the air. I'm a Ronin on my own. And him and I kind of have the same viewpoints on affiliations and things like that. Which I don't find them like to be a bad thing, but when I started looking into them, there was there was quite the cost
Yeah,
associated with
yeah, I
that.
remember.
Which is
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that last time. Well, it wasn't on the show, but when I came out to visit you guys, we was talking
yeah,
about it.
yep.
Yeah, I know. I gotta
Yeah.
just thought about that, man. I gotta come back out there.
I know, man.
Come
And
back and see you
actually
guys.
we're starting to look into a new building too.
Nice. That's
Yeah, a
amazing
lot.
for a year.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's crazy how much it's like blowing up. You know, and now I have more people competing for me, which is also shedding light on everything. What was it? On the 16th? Yeah, the 16th of this month, we went to Grappling Industries, Grand Rapids. I had 6 people compete for me. And 4 out of the 6 placed. I had 3 kids and 3 adults, but excuse me, even like my adults, like they all stepped outside their comfort zone. Every one of them did. Starting with my student Will, he's 60 years old, man, and 60-year-old blue belt under me, and he is just a beast. But unfortunately, 60, it's hard to get people in your bracket, your age.
Yeah.
So he's willing to go down to like 30-year-old guys and go against them. And like I noticed improvements from his first tournament with me, but man, I was telling him, I was like, you guys have to go out there at 60 years old and compete with these young cats. I was like, that says a lot.
That's a win
Another guy.
already.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, you have none to lose, man, and everything to gain. And then there was this other guy, George, who's been training with me for just a couple months. And he did the weight class 170. He's my height. I'm 5'7"
Mm-hmm.
So he's just big boys. But again, stepped outside his comfort zone, and at first it didn't go so well for him, but by the end of the day, I think he finally woke up and clicked with him a little bit what he's got to do as far as jiu-jitsu from being a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another student named Lily. It's her second tournament. She did the Nogi Absolute, which for Grappling Industries, man, it's open belt rank, open weight class. And she drew 2 beast of opponents. One was Adrian Vincent, which is the wife of Will Vincent. I was like, when I saw that name, I was like, ooh, like, that's going to be a tough match right there. I was like, Will's a heck of a competitor. And I was like, I'm sure his wife's no slouch either. And then her second match was against this purple belt who's like 180. Lily's 125. I was like, whew.
Oh, damn.
But that went to ref's decision. Or, this dog's wild. But yeah, and then she got second in gi and third in no gi, and again, all tough matches. But my kids is where the pride and joy is for me. Like I love seeing the adults, but man, watching the kids go out, compete, go out and do well, it's even better. First kid I had out, his name's Jack, 8 years old, no wrestling, no jiu-jitsu before me. He's been training with me for 5 months. Destroyed his whole bracket. 9 matches for the day, 6 submissions, and then 3 by points.
Wow.
He was yeah, dude, it was crazy. It's so crazy watching his very first match lasted 30 seconds. And I was just like, what? Because I didn't realize he was up yet. And then his mom comes running across the mat, coming around across the room. She's like, Jack's up. Who's gonna coach him? And I run over right quick and we get there. I'm like, all right, buddy, let's go. We got this. And I set the camera up to record it. And less than 30 seconds, he's walking off the mat after getting his arm raised. And I walk up to his mom. I was like, I think I wouldn't have had to coach him. He would have been fine. He took double gold, man. And the kid's a natural, dude. Like it's crazy watching this kid move. Like he can watch something and then instantly do it. So I didn't even show him how to do like a pendulum sweep before. He just watched me do it on my assistant coach, James. And dude, he starts nailing it. He's got a little brother that's 6, dude. And these kids will, like, when we have them like practice snap downs on each other, dude, these kids, like, you can hear them like slamming, like snapping each other down to the mat. That's just the intensity and just it's nuts. I asked his mom, I was like, do you guys wrestle before, train before you guys moved to Michigan? No, they just in their free time, they just YouTube jiu-jitsu stuff and UFC stuff, and then they go down to the basement and try it. I was like, oh, okay. And then another kid named Logan, he competed for me too. He got double silver. And he got beat by the same kid in both gi and no gi. And again, going out there, man, like him and his dad and I were kind of unsure because, what is Logan, 7 years old, kids' attention spans are so small. So in class, he's like, I'll be talking and then kind of stares off. So we're like, let's see how it goes. But dude, he came out and he performed. He did great. I couldn't be more proud of him. But my favorite one, and I get choked up when I talk about it, when I think about it too, was this girl, Naya. She was my very first kid to sign up. So she's been with me for just about 2 years now. And she's done 3 tournaments as of now. Grappling Industries was the third one. And going into that, she's never won a match. And then, this is the first time her teammates were out there with her. And like, they're doing well. She's not having the greatest day. And you could see her just getting discouraged and down as the day is going on. And it was her last no-gi match of the day. And she lost her match before that. And, she could see that she was down. And I sat off to the side with her until her next match. And I was talking with her. I'm like, I was like, it's okay. I was like, it's hard. I was like, some of these kids beat you in the gi. I was like, so you're going against them in no gi. It's like, they already have that kind of that mental control over you right there. They're already living in your head because they beat you before. I was like, so yeah, I was like, it's the same. Like my first MMA fight, I lost in, I think it was like 15 seconds. We touched gloves, we circled, and then he kicked me in the face, and I was out. I woke up and asked my coach, the ref, and the doctor if I won. And then I told her, I was like, and then I was like, by time, I lost my second fight, I lost my third fight. I was like, my fourth fight, I heard the name, and I started freaking out because I was like, wait, what? I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, he's already beat me. I was like, he's knocked me out really quick and really vicious. I was like, no. And my coaches are like, well, too bad, we already booked it. I was like, oh, okay. And I was so nervous going into that. Like going into that match or that fight, I remember telling my coach, I was like, he's gonna knock me out, dude. He's gonna knock me out. He's done it before. Stop him from doing it again. And then he hold up one second. I'm gonna put this crazy dog up real fast.
Yep.
All right, she's a little wild. But yeah, so I remember telling my coach, I said, like, dude, like he's done it. He's knocked me out. He's gonna do it. He's done it before, man. And then when we got into the ring, the dude told me again, he goes, I'm going to knock you out. I was like, okay. I thought it was. He did it. And I went to go shoot in on him. And I remember he punched me in the face. And I heard the crowd, ooh. So I was like, okay, he got me good. And then I just charged at him and threw barrage punches, clinched it, and then ended up getting the knockout. And I told her, I was like, and I was like, you can do this. I was like, you can come back and you can win. It's like, this is a combat sport. It's okay to be aggressive. And I was like, if people get hurt, I was like, it happens. I was like, Jack's made 3 kids cry today. I was like, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. It happens. And so
it happens.
Yeah, it does, and then I told her, I go, I was like, and when you're in class in the school, I was like, if somebody does something you don't like, I was like, you hug yourself and you just kind of like, you just go like that. She goes, yeah. I was like, you're hugging, as like you're holding all of that aggression and all that, all of that anger, everything, you're holding it all in. I was like, here, I was like, open your arms, let it out. I was like, and let it grab your opponent and take him to the mat. And man, it was, we were going into a match and she's, being hesitant. And I tell her, as yell, I'm like, Naya, be aggressive. And you just see it click. And she goes, she bear hugs her opponent, takes her down, which I thought she was going to get called for slamming. And then he gets on top of her and just starts trying to work in an Ezekiel choke, I think it was. But, and doing all that, she ended up scoring 9 points. And her parents, like, nobody saw the score. Like, nobody saw what the score was. So they didn't know if she won or not. You hear them in their cameras. Good job, honey. Good job, girls. And then as soon as the ref raised her arm, her whole family, everybody went nuts. And like I said, dude, I get choked up thinking about it that day because it was just such a big moment for her, for me, really for her, because like it finally, like all that hard work she's been doing, it's finally paid off.
Yeah.
and she earned her way up onto the podium with her teammate too, because her teammate Logan was in the same bracket. And so they got to be, Logan got second, and she got third, and like she'd won the medals before in one other tournament, but it was the constellation medals, 3-man bracket. And yeah, when she comes walking over, her mom got a video of her reaction, and I'm pretty sure I bruised the kid's arms because I grabbed her, and I didn't mean to swear, but I did out of excitement. I was like, "You did it!" And she was just like, "Good job!" I was so pumped. I was so pumped for her. I didn't care. I could have gone to a car accident after that. I would not have been upset. I was so thrilled for her to have that moment, her moment of glory. And you see at tournaments where the kids at corners, where they have the big applause when like some kid, the family, the friends, all that are there. And I was like, I want that for one of my students. I was like, I want that for Naya. And she got it that day. And I was like, whoa. But yeah, man, I couldn't have been more proud of everybody, the way they performed. And then to me, I'm my biggest critic. So when when I sit there and think about me teaching and things like that, I'm like, is this really working? Am I doing this? It's like, are they really picking things up? And yeah, man, and it's cool to see it all coming, which, and then the kids go to school, take their medals with them, obviously, and then they got friends coming to try it out, which is it's spreading it. And then like seeing their confidence boost up, because all three of those kids are walking around with their heads held high, even higher now. Especially Jack. Jack told me, he joked me the other day. He's like,
whoa, buddy.
Exactly. You better calm down, son. But yeah, no, dude, it's been a wild ride, man. In the last year, like I said, a lot of ups and downs and all arounds.
Yeah. But that's awesome, man. I definitely congratulate you on the success that you've been having with your school. And as an instructor, you have those moments, man, where you like, oh, am I teaching this right? Is they understanding it? Am I just talking out the side of my neck? Like,
yeah,
it's so many questions you ask yourself, man. So many.
Yeah, dude, it sucks, especially like for me. Like I have always had like self-esteem, confidence issues, things like that. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm my biggest critic, but results are showing, things are showing like that, so it's good. And then even now, like getting the brown belt, like I'm like, is this really real? Is this happening? And just again, for me, it's I grew up like always, and this is what strives. A lot of people ask me what motivates me. And sorry, I just start. If I'm rambling, I just.
Oh no, bro! This is your moment, bro. It's yours. Take it.
But yeah, no, man. It's. I grew up being told that I was like too lazy, unmotivated. I wasn't gonna, do anything. Just a lot of negative sayings, no real support. And so, like when I got my brown belt, even though it was a week ago, I'm just like, man, I was like, is this really real? Is this really happening? I see kids through town, that are come to my gym, or even like girlfriends of guys that train with me. I see them, wearing my merchandise. So like seeing my name plastered on things, like the hat.
I know.
It's still surreal. It's still a really surreal feeling. And the fact that I'm getting to the point where, one, I that light at the end of the tunnel now, with the black belt, it's there. It's there. I can see it now more than I did ever before. And then, being able to support myself and, pay my bills by doing this as well. Like it's another feat that people said that I would never do. I would never get my brown belt. I would never even get to my, I was surprised that I got my blue belt. And I didn't think I'd get that any farther than that. But it's one of those things where for me, I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. This is what I wanted. And ever since the first time I started to a gym, it's what I wanted. And then without even realizing it, I was still kind of realizing, but not fully, I was still taking the steps to turn my dream into the reality. And like I said last year, it just fell into my lap, really. Right place, right time type of thing. And I just said, screw it, went for it. And now it's blowing up, man. Like I said, these kids, the adults, everybody's just being real. They're warming up to it in this small farm town.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Because I know we talked about it before, like, you coming back on the show, but you was like, yeah, man, I'm getting my brown belt Saturday. I was so excited. I even called Brian. I was like, Brian, like I just, talked to Johnny. He said he's getting his brown belt. So yeah, I was really, really excited for you, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, no, dude. Like I said, it's weird. I look at it and I'm just like, really? Wow. I was like, I got it, and I'm sure. And I told my girlfriend this. I was like, I know once I get that, I was like, you guys want some embarrassing pictures of me? I was like, wait till the day I get my black belt. I was like, I'm going to be a blubbering mess. I was like, you guys are going to see me ugly cry so much. I was like, but I was like, it's worth it. I was like, I don't even care. I was like, I don't.
Oh yeah.
I
would love to be there when that happens, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What is it? The guy the guy's my instructor, I guess. Yeah. He told me what was it. He's like, yeah, he's like, he goes by the IBJJF requirements and all that. So he was like, you just got to wait, your 12 months. And then he's like, we'll get you caught up. He's like, you've been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. I was like, yeah. Yeah. I was like, I took my breaks here and there. I was like, mainly a white belt, not so much a blue, and definitely not a purple, obviously.
Right.
I was like, but yeah. And Aaron, dude, Aaron is an unbelievably nice person. He's super, humble. Like I don't think I ever heard him like yell, even at tournaments. So like when I'd see him passing by before, I really got to know him. Like I never hear him like really shouting at the top of his lungs. And the way he breaks things down, it's really awesome. And everything he's shown when he came in September, and then when he came up last Saturday, dude, it's all been game changers. The way that I grip people's legs for leg locks, when I go for like any type of straight ankle lock, or if I want to be a jerk and go into an Aoki, and then just now, like the way that we just control the back and just things like that. I was like, dude, it's crazy. And my girlfriend was there too at the seminar, and she's like, I've never seen you in student mode. I was like, yeah, no. I was like, was I dozing out? I was like, because I tend to do that sometimes. And I was like, I'll either start staring off into space or I'll start like falling asleep. And she's like, no. She goes, you were locked in the entire time. I was like, huh. And I retained most of it, which again, that's also unheard of for me because normally it's like, but yeah, it's crazy. And I've noticed definitely in the last 2 weeks going into it, the week before I got my brown belt, and then now I kicked up the intensity. Definitely in class. I started like, I don't want to say I feel like I guess, yeah, like I hit a lull. Like I was training, but I wasn't training. I was working out, but I wasn't really working out. It was like the bare minimum that just kind of scraped by.
Yeah.
And I was showing, when I got my blue belt students that are just, crushing me. Even some of the white belts were crushing me. I was like, dude, this isn't good. And then when I knew I was going to get my brown belt last Saturday. Like I knew it was for the last few months. And I was sorry. I was like, and I was like, I gotta kick this up. I was like, I can't be letting these guys, crush me anymore. Like this is done and over with. My days of skipping warm ups are over with too now. I was like, it's an enjoyable 18 months. I was like, I got that brown. I gotta get back into warming up again with you guys and all that. But it's been good, man. Like I've noticed an upkick in just the way I feel when I'm more sore again. That's nice.
Right.
But I'm just, I'm rolling way more intense and being, I guess, like, I don't know. It's all coming together.
That's good, man. And I'm starting to get that too, where it's like I'm starting to like figure out my game and figure out how things work and stuff like that. But it's funny when you was talking about how your girlfriend was like she realized you was in student mode. We so a couple weeks ago we had Master Joe Moera. Well, we didn't have him. One of our affiliates had him out at his school, and he invited us over. And
Oh,
I haven't seen Master Joe. What's up?
what's that, James? The
Yeah, James.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
told
yeah,
me he told me he know you. Yeah,
yeah.
so I haven't seen Master Joe since brown or purple. I think it was no, it had to be purple. But anyway, so we haven't seen him in a minute. So we get there and we got a chance to talk to him before class, caught up a little bit, and we was about to start the seminar. And me and Brian, we're accustomed to what we're accustomed to. So we're lined up against the wall with everybody else. And then
Yeah,
there's like a
yeah,
couple like other blue belts and purple belts like walk in. So we shuffle down to make room for them. So we're just standing there. We're excited, got our phones out and just ready. So we're like sitting here ready for him to start, right? So he's looking down the line, and Master Joe was like, "Hey, what are you two doing?" And we're looking like, what's going on? And he's like, no, you come stand with me.
yeah.
And we're and we're looking like, what? So we slowly walk over there, and I'm still in student mode. I'm shocked that I'm standing on this side of the line with with the black belt and Master Joe. So I'm standing on the end holding my phone sideways trying to record. But
Oh man, yeah, yeah, like
but as instructors, man, we don't get moments to be students as often as we would like to.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
difficult.
like, man,
So
gotta take advantage of that stuff when we can.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's weird too because like when I have like people come in and teach and all that, I'm okay, yeah, you're a higher rank than me. When I have like just other black belts that are friends come in, whatever, just to teach at night, I'm like I get confused because I'm like, do I line up with them? Where do I? I was like, I know this is my gym. I was like, but do I line up with these guys? I was like, I don't know. It's almost like uh, Will Ferrell and Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands. You know. Uh, but yeah, man, it's and even then, I'm sure I'm going to do the same thing too. Once I get to that level, once I get to that point, I'm just gonna line up with everybody else. And if I go to any seminar or any other gym and be like, oh wait, hold on, I get to go up there.
Right. It was so weird. So weird.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, that's crazy. That's such a small world. On my student, David, I always call him Office because he's a police officer, so I always call him Officer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, him and his cousin, because when he told me his cousin was a black belt, I was like, really? I was like, where? And he starts naming it, and I was like, I don't know if I've heard of him. And then like I looked him up on Facebook, saw him, and then again when I saw your picture with him, I was like, oh, dude, I was like, that's such a crazy small world right there now.
Yeah, because that's what he mentioned. He's like, do you know a guy named Johnny? I'm like, I know. He's like Johnny Puente. I was like, how do you know Johnny? But yeah, he's like, oh yeah, my cousin trains with him. I was like, wow, real small world.
Yeah, dude, his cousin when he came in, he was he was kind of he trains like he doesn't train consistently. His work schedule is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But man, when he came in, he was kind of getting it a little bit. But then he went to one of those like EF combatives training things that they're starting to have all the law enforcement do. And man, after that, he came back, and the first time we rolled, he mauled me for like 5 minutes. I was up against the wall, against our wall, and he's just like just working everything on me. And I was like, where did this come from? I was like, what do they do to you over there? And he goes, I'm more aware now, man. I was like, I see.
He said, who hurt you?
Yeah, like what happened? Like, goodness. It was, yeah, dude, it was crazy. Yeah, he was super stoked too, because like when I got him, when he got his gi and his rash guard, he's like, he's got to take a picture. He sent it to my cousin. I was official. I was like, yeah, you're the first one to rock the gi and the rash guard at the same time of all my students. I was like, so it's definitely official. Hey, leave the box alone. Sorry. But yeah, man, it's again, it's so cool to see that. One, I thoroughly enjoy when the officers, law enforcement, come in and want to train, just because I know that they're taking that extra step in their their work and all that.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot on the show about we feel like law enforcement should, take training jujitsu more, we'll take it in general, but take it serious and at least be like a blue belt.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it, you think they'd want to be safe out there, and also to help better themselves with their, protect their community even more and not end up on the news.
Yeah.
And that's one thing like that I touched on when I did my seminar with the officers. I told them, I showed them one thing. The Patrick La Jolla incident was one thing that I showed them. I was like, here's how this could have definitely been handled differently. And it's like, and had the officer been more properly trained, I was like, it would have went a whole world different. I was like, nobody was in the right in that whole situation. It's like everybody was in the wrong on it, in my opinion, but it wasn't really just on both sides. There were so many mistakes made, but I think that the officer, like I said, if he would have trained jiu-jitsu, he would have been able to remain more calm in that situation, because that's freaky.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being more trained, because you're always in that situation. Well, they're always in a situation where it's like something can pop off any minute. Adrenaline starts kicking in, and you need somewhere else to take out that anger versus taking out on somebody
that's
a proper hand,
that's a big thing too.
Because it always seems like it always stems to that, where it's like the cop goes, they fly off, and then it just snowballs, and it's like, okay, this is unfortunate.
They're having a bad day, or even like certain suspects are having a bad day and they snap off at the cop, or the cop snaps off at them. The world would be better if everybody trained jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, me myself, I tell everybody, before I got into this, I was I had the worst temper, the shortest fuse. Anything would set me off. I dropped my keys. I'd be walking, and if I drop my keys on the ground, I'm ready to swing on the next person that looks at me funny.
And everybody get it.
It's like these hands are rated E for everybody. And
for real,
it wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. My relationships with family, friends, things like that wasn't great. And since doing jiu-jitsu, man, I'm so calm about everything. I've had people up in my face call me every name under the sun. It doesn't faze me. Mainly because, I mean, most people's opinions I don't even care about anymore. But it's just, I'm just like, dude, I was like, it's not even worth it. It's like, there's nothing here to gain from this altercation. There's no glory in it. And on top of that, the whole time I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm like, you just get out what you feel you need to say to me. When you touch me, that's a whole different story. And that's what I even tell my kids, because a lot of the kids that come to me to train, they're affected by bullies. Their parents talk to me, they're so-and-so is being bullied. We want them to get their confidence up. I was like, yeah. And I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, guys, he's like, they talk about, this kid calling him a name that bothers them. I was like, who cares what that kid thinks? I was like, do you care what that? I was like, do you value their opinion? I was like, do you even like this kid? Like, no, not really. We don't even talk. I was like, all right, then why does their word matter? I was like, that shouldn't matter to you at all. I was like, but they're always just following me around, calling me names. I was like, that's cool. I was like, let you be the center of the world. I was like, because that's what they're doing. It's like they're taking time out of their day to follow you around, to try and get under your skin. I was like, which that's what they want. They want to get that rise out of you. I was like, and nothing makes somebody more mad than when you don't give them what they want. So call me anything you want. You're not going to get that rise out of it. Whether it's, bad mouth me about my character, you call me, I've called racial slurs, because I'm mixed, I'm half Mexican. And again, it doesn't faze me. It used to. Oh my God, it used to. but yeah, now it's just, I'm just like, whatever. Like, that's cool, man. Think your thing, going about your way, man.
Yeah.
And I guess
Oh,
What's that?
now you started breaking up. No, what I was about to say
Oh,
was I had that conversation with my daughter yeah, not that long, not too long ago, but she, she was looking all sad. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And she was saying how like um somebody in her class was being mean to them, and I was like, you know, we're like, going over what happened. She's like, I just want her to be my friend and blah blah blah. And I just had to hit her, tell her the truth. Like, look, everybody you come across is not your friend.
yep, yep,
You are a very, wonderful little girl. You're very, very nice. I know you want to see the best out of everybody, but sometimes people is not going to be that. So if you
yeah,
offer to be their friend, if they accept it, sure. But if don't let it bother you. You got plenty of other friends you can play nice with. So
exactly.
and
Yeah,
it's the same
and
thing with me, man. I'm like just being an adult is like don't care what people say, don't care what people think, don't care about basically if it's not revolving around my family or jujitsu or yeah, I'm not gonna try to add
yeah,
anything else because it's mainly that. My family or jujitsu, I could care
yeah,
less.
yeah, and that's really what it is. I mean, if like, and I say the same thing to my daughter too, as I try to, tell her because she's the same thing. She wants to be everybody's friend and all that. She wants to be liked, and I'm like, honey, I was like, worry about you. Do you, is you're a good person? It's like, don't. There are certain people you don't want to be your friend. Trust me. uh, and then, especially for her now, like being a freshman in high school, and that's a whole
Mhm.
new. That's a scary thing when I sit there and think back to when I was in high school, and not necessarily just like being the low man on the totem pole of it, but also just what she's the real world stuff that she's really going to encounter. Like that could affect your life. Uh,
Yeah.
but she's doing pretty good about staying clear of that. I mean, she had a little running last year, but I think she learned a lesson. um, and yeah, it's like what was it? Basketball. Basketball too was one thing. So she quit basketball this year because the kids were being mean to her. And she's like, they're not being nice to us. They're calling us names. And like, I hate to say it. I was like, and I wish people would, treat each other a little bit better. I was like, but as like, there's this thing. I was like, I don't know if it goes on in every country. I was like, but it's at least I've noticed it in my life that whenever you start like a new job or you're, you're the freshman, coming into high school playing sports, that you're the bottom person, so you always get treated like crap. The whole stereotype of like the white belts. I posted a thing about uh yesterday on Facebook. It was a scene from the movie Basketball where Matt Stone
Yeah.
and Trey Parker were told, yeah, you're a piece of crap, that. And there's like the blue belt, the brown belt, or blue belt, purple belt talking to the white belt. As like, I was like, that's one of those things, honey. I was like, it happens. I was like, you talked about joining the military, kid. I was like, whew. I was like, the things I say to
Man,
you,
what?
I was like, yeah, I was like, you got to learn to just let it fly off your shoulders. Um,
Yeah.
I was like, don't take it to heart. I was like, don't even listen to it. I was like, just ignore it. Uh, I was like, but also I was like, that's how you're going to kind of develop that thick skin. I was like, because the world is not nice. Like people are
Mm-mm.
not nice out there. Like, so people are going to say the most messed up stuff to you. I was like, and you have two choices. You can let it affect you and ruin your day, ruin whatever, get a rise out of you, whatever. I was like, or you can just be like, all right, well, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. I hope it gets better for you. And then you just walk your way.
Walk away.
But man, it
Because I
takes a
promise
lot.
you, they're not gonna lose no sleep over it.
Yeah, yeah, man. But I tell you, it takes a lot to be able to do that, though. To be able to just, turn the other shoulder and walk.
Yeah.
But, but it's the pride, the ego thing. I'm good.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care, man. I like to stay to myself. I haven't
you
gotten
know,
into any type of disputes with anybody, luckily. But yeah, I'm that same way, man. I'm like, I'm 36, man. I ain't got time to be fighting you.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
I got a
Local.
wife, I got kids, man. I ain't got time for all that, dude.
Yep, yep. Yep. And man, I had an incident actually that I walked up on where it was a guy that was training with me for a minute, and he was getting into an altercation with his neighbors, and I tried to sneak past it, and I was like, I don't want to concern myself in this, but then I was like, okay, I can't do that. I was like, there's two guys. I was like, there's him and one other buddy. I was like, and then there's three of these. But yeah, so I was like, I can't just walk away from this, and man, I was talking him down from it, and I was like, dude, I was like, you can't be out here. I was like, I get it. They're saying stuff to make you mad, man. I was like, but like, there's nothing in this. I was like, there's nothing in this. I was like, other than getting in trouble. I was like, it's stupid. And man, it was funny because Grant, as like the whole time I'm trying to talk him down, like the dude's like pace, like one of the guys is pacing back and forth behind him, and I'm watching him the whole time. I was like, dude, don't try to run up, and like sucker punch this guy. I was like, because I was like, I don't want to do this. I was like, I'm too old for this. I was like, I myself have too much at risk on doing anything, no matter whether I'm right, wrong, otherwise. And one of the things I said to him was, I was like, dude, what are you going to gain from punching this toothless dude? I was like, you're not going to knock any teeth out. They're already gone. And then we get, we de-escalate the situation, and we get him to walk away. And as we're talking though, and like, I'm trying to build him up on it, build him up and all that. And I was like, dude, honestly, I was like, man, we all know how that would have went for you. I was like, you would have done, you would have got your licks and you would have walked away from it. I was like, and they wouldn't have. I was like, but man, I was like, they got some audacity to walk up on a couple dudes with cauliflower ear like that.
No regard for self-help.
Yeah, I'm like, man, like, come on, bro. Like, and again, like, and that's the one thing like I love about having my cauliflower ear is that is me out of like anybody that's thinking anything, or I don't like to go to bars. I hate going out to bars. I went to the Lions versus Bears game last season, which first time I've ever been to an NFL game, and it was insane. But man, me and my girlfriend, we were in a bar, and we were walking in there. She goes, I know you don't like coming in here. It was with her work. She's like, I know you don't like coming to places like this. She goes, but let's just go grab a drink. I was like, all right, that's cool, so whatever. And we're standing there, and I didn't even notice it. And she goes, babe, there's a big circle that just evolved around you. I'm like, what? And then I hear another dude off me. He goes, hey man, he's like, you look, that guy's here. I don't want to stand by him. And like they like backed away, and I was like, huh, oh, okay, cool. Because like the crowdedness, the shoulder to shoulderness, I don't like that. I have social anxiety, and so it was, like the Red Sea parting right around me. I was like, oh, okay, sweet. I was like, I'll rock this.
He's like, yeah, that's right.
That's right. I'll back up. Like, man, all these guys would just stop me so quick. Yeah, but now, dude, it was like I said, the confidence you get from, hey, dog. Yeah, my puppy Gracie.
That's a good name.
Yeah, no, I figured it was time that I was like, all right, I think I'm at that point in my jiu-jitsu career where my jiu-jitsu journey where I should get a pet and name it after the Gracies somehow.
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about that too. Like, man, I want a dog so bad.
Oh man, it's just something else.
Because especially with the fact that like a guy that I had on was it this season? But I had him on the show. His name was Paul Hunter, and he trains with his dog. And
okay,
yeah, it's amazing, dude. Like the guy is awesome. The dog is even more awesome. And he sits there and let him work his X chokes and everything. Like the dog is like, I think, a 4-stripe white belt. So it's just like, come on, man, how awesome is that? Like,
oh man, I had a pit bull. I had a pit bull, man. She's a red nose. Loki was her name, dude. And that was my girl. She was big. At her prime, she was like 85 pounds. She was huge, dude. the gentlest dog ever. She was great. She was literally like her and my daughter were the same age. So I got Loki when she was 16 months. My daughter was 16 months. They grew up together. When she passed a couple years ago, that was rough. But
Oh.
Loki is the reason that I figured out how to do lasso guard, spider, and also how to like invert on somebody while doing lasso. Was because I started out with like the tug of war with a rope, and she had such strong jaws. She's so strong that she'd pull me across the floor. And then one day I just like wrapped my leg around it, and I was like, oh, I was like, wait a minute. And then I started like kind of working things. I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah. And then after she passed, I got another dog a few months later. He was what's it? Crap. Shar-Pei and pit mix, and he was something else. He was a handful, but he was how I learned how to do all my sweeps because we'd always wrestle around, and like just certain sweeps I could get on him, scissor sweeps and things like that. No, it's cool that dogs are able to do that. This one, on the other hand, this one's wild. I've never had she's a German short hair pointer. I've never had a dog like that, and I didn't know you do it. Oh, buddy. You would not believe the energy that this dog has. I can't keep up. But at the same time, I like it because she forces me to get up out of bed, get up on my toes when I have my days where I'm, just feeling down. Honestly, today was one of them days. I just woke up here and I wasn't there. I like a maximum amount of stress going on. Not like the gym, just personal stuff, and I just kind of laid there and I was like, dude, I'm just overwhelmed today. And then when she kind of felt me stirring around, she jumps up and she's like jumping on me, getting a toy, wants to go outside, wants to just be active and go play with her sticks that she picks up randomly outside and runs around with. And had I not had her, I'd probably still be laying in bed. And when you hit me up, hey, you still on for a day? I either A, wouldn't have responded, or B, been like, nah, I'm not feeling it today. So yeah, that's a great thing about dogs. Like,
shout out to Gracie.
Yeah, a big shout out to Gracie. As much as that she drives me crazy, she's definitely a good thing to have around. And I named her Gracie Lou, and the Lou it's spelled L-U, and it's short for lunatic, because like I said, the dog's an absolute nut job. So agile, fast, smart, which scares me because I feel like the dog's smarter than I am. But I've noticed that, like, I was like, I gotta have it. I'm one of those people that I have to have a dog. I gotta have that. I got friends. I got the girlfriend, I got my kid and stuff like that. But there's always there's something different about having a dog.
It's just something different.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that I can like vent to her. I can talk about whatever, and not get anything back from her. Not any like judgment or anything like that. She kind of stares at me.
Right.
Yeah. That, and also like it helps me sleep a lot better at night too, because I can sleep more relaxed with the dog, because if anything, sound happens or anything like that, like the dog hears it, and that's like my warning. But yeah, man, no, I like having her. It was an unexpected thing, definitely getting her. My buddy Trevor hit me.
It worked out though.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, dude. I feel like I got suckered into it, but it is. My buddy Trevor gave her to me. I hit him up one day and chat with him. I'm like, "What are you up to, dude?" And he goes, he's like, "Oh, trying to find this puppy. It's forever home, man. Otherwise, I have to take it to the pound on Sunday." I'm like, oh, "Why would you say the 2 P words to me?" And he knows I love dogs. And then he posted a picture of her, and my girlfriend sent him a message, "You better not let Johnny see this." And he's like, "Too late." And then I was really trying to like come up with an excuse on not to get a dog. And then my girlfriend pretty much is like, "Well, you have time between classes. You can take the dog to the gym." Every reason why I couldn't have one. And I'm just like, man. I asked my roommate a hypothetical on, "What do you think about a dog, dude?" "I don't care. You guys aren't making this any easier." And then, so yeah, she showed back up to my apartment. I was at my girlfriend's. I showed back up to my apartment. My roommate's walking out the door. I was like, "Yo, dude, the dog will be here by noon tomorrow." He goes, "What?" I was like, Yeah. And then, yeah, man, it's been a wild. She's 6 months now. And when I first got her, like the little puppy, I haven't had a little puppy dude since I was 10. And man, it was so adorable, like seeing her when she couldn't do anything. Now she can do everything.
Everything.
Tables mean nothing to her. Tables mean nothing to her. She'll just flat foot leap up onto the table, grab something, walk off. I'm like, okay. Like I said, though, dude, it's good having her around, having dogs. Everybody needs a dog in jiu-jitsu.
Yes, everyone needs a dog in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's like I said, dude, the last year's been a wild ride, man. Ups and downs and all around. I'm excited to see, this next chapter, what it's going to bring, the brown belt, the finally getting back into my own place after, essentially being, well, not essentially, I was, being thrown out of my mom's house because I was staying with her at the time. And then, couch surfing for almost 10, 12 months. All the while, trying to keep a positive image going on, and upbeat attitude and all that. Meanwhile, I'm in my own head battling my own demons on, like, man, is this really worth it? Do I really want to keep going with this, chasing this dream? I should just get a job and work, the 9 to 5 like everybody else does. And then I had to tell myself, no, dude, you came too damn far. You came way too far. You were right there. That seed that I planted, it's about to break ground and start sprouting something beautiful, and
you would have hated yourself.
Oh, dude, so much so. And I mean, and that's what scared me the most was, I've worked the normal jobs, the manufacturing jobs, which it's, and construction jobs, which is all I'm really qualified for. And I was like, I don't do well at those. I was like, I've tried over and over and over and over again. It's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Some people just aren't wired like that. I was like, self-employment's really the only way to go. I was like, but what? I was like, again, what skills do I really have? Because I've devoted myself so much to this, other than, this, and I can build, but yeah. And I was like, no, I came too damn far. And I'm glad I have the support system that I do with my students and so on. They're like, no, dude, you can't give up on this. Like, we'll help you anyway, we can. And they have, and they've been amazing. I've been blessed with the people that have came through my doors and signed up.
Dope, man. Yeah, I'm that same way too, man. Like going from job to job, and I'm like, dude, I can't do the 9 to 5s no more, man. No. Like, no.
It's different. And I don't know what it is, and I've tried so hard, everybody's like, just roll the punches, the bad days, the good days. And one thing that's always stuck with me is I heard that you can't quit on the bad days. If you still want to quit on your good days, then, then go from there. And yeah, like the normal jobs I had, working sales, I'd be doing great in in my sales month. And I was like, dude, I still don't like this. I still don't like it. I was like, I'm not happy. I'm just kind of like, bleh. And this right here, like I said, I have my days where it's hard for me to get out of bed just, because I'm just feeling down in the dumps. And it's still even hard for me to go to the gym some days, and teach because I'm feeling so down in the dumps. But regardless, I got to do it, because that is what my job is. And once I get there and after my class is done and I've rolled at least once, I'm so thankful for it. I'm so happy I did it.
Much
like,
better. Yeah.
And not to say that there hasn't been days where I've just been so depressed or whatever that I've canceled class, and I hate myself for doing it. But it's just, man, those days get the better of me, and those are the hard days. And it's usually like just the morning, because my night classes, I'm always ready to go by that point. But like it's the mornings, like when I get up and I'm just like, oh, man. But yeah, then I go to the evening class, or even if I can get a hold of some people, like, hey, you want to come roll this afternoon? And we do, and I feel a lot better about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that you're so far, man. Because like I see you post about like just going up the row, or I'll see Trevor posted. I'm like, that's 2 hours.
I know, man. I wish that there's more of a like the bigger cities, like over by Detroit and by you guys, and like in Chicago, where there's like a gym on every corner almost. I do wish that, and I don't wish that. I do, because it'd be easier to meet up with people. but I don't because man, then the competition for like students would be so much harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
like like
I mean, it's
like
a two-edged sword.
yeah, like right now in Allegan County, there was one other MMA jiu-jitsu gym, and those guys actually got their own place in the next county over. So I'm officially the only like jiu-jitsu MMA place in Allegan County. So I was like, all right, I got to lock on the area.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, Johnny, man. I don't think I asked you this last time on the show because I don't think I was doing this, but I do it now. And if you have already answered, that's fine. But anyway, past or present, man, top 3 people you would love to get a chance to roll with.
Oh man, I think you did ask me, and I don't remember what it was, but it obviously it changes. Past, present.
Right.
Yeah. Jeff Glover for sure. And then lately, dude, I've been a huge Craig Jones fan. I've been loving Craig Jones lately. So definitely would love to get a chance to roll with him. And I was honestly just sit in the same room and listen to him talk, just fucking crack me up.
Yeah.
And then let me think. Who else would? Oh, Leandro Lowe. Yeah, Leandro Lowe. That dude is. I don't know what it was about that dude, but something about that guy I just absolutely loved. And you know, he had his life was cut short a couple years back, about 2 years ago. You know, so that sucks.
Yeah.
But man, but yeah, like those 3 guys right there. And I mean, there's a lot that I still love to roll with. You know, but yeah, like Jeff is definitely top of my list. And then Craig Jones recently worked his way up there. Just because I love, dude, his attitude, his take on everything, he just doesn't. He takes it serious, but he doesn't take it serious. He has fun with it, and it pisses everybody off. And I love it. And his just stand up idea really does work.
I remember that. Like, just stand up.
Just stand up. Just stand up. You know, what do you say? 16 years of jiu-jitsu and techniques and things like that, man. He goes, it's all crap. He goes, just stand up. Which I mean, there's a technique to it. It works sometimes. But yeah, man.
All right, Johnny, unless you got any questions for me, man, you know, let the people know what you're doing. You know, you got coming up for your school, man. You know, shout out to Puente Jiu-Jitsu. And like I said, man, I'm very, very proud of you, man, and very excited to kind of, because like I said, it's kind of watch you flourish, you know, from the Facebook, you know, we keeping up with each other, man. So yeah, man. But the floor is all yours, brother. The floor is all yours.
All right, cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Puente Jiu-Jitsu, Allegan, Michigan. Doors are always open to anybody. If you're in the area, first month right now is free, so that's awesome. And then things coming up, just keep a lookout for the Puente Jiu-Jitsu team name because we're definitely coming and making some waves.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's really all I got going. And again, thankful for you, dude. Thankful for meeting you, man. And that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu is it brings people you would have not met otherwise that, you know, they come into your life and it turns out to be a blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also shout out to
Gracie.
Crazy Gracie.
Been stealing the show a little bit. With her
yeah.
Very beautiful dog. Very beautiful dog.
Oh man, yeah, she's awesome. She's fun. Chewing on one of my hats. But yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me again.
Not a problem, man. But yeah, you know, we'll always stay in contact. We'll keep up, and once you get that, you know, we continue this journey, and that black belt comes around the corner, man. Like I said, man, I would love to be there and support and see you finally get it, man.
Yeah, man. No. The day that like, when I figured out, you know, when we pinpoint the date that he's going to come back up and it's going to happen, yeah, I'll definitely like, you know, huge invite list. You know, the people that are coming out that I want to come out.
Right.
Because like I said, that for anybody, it's a big moment. You know, for me, it's a huge moment. You know, and again, personally, because I've had so many people tell me I wouldn't get there. You know, and like I said in my post before that I put on Facebook after I got my brown was, you know, to the people that supported me, gave me words of encouragement along the way. Thank you all, and I love you all. To the people that doubted me, that, you know, didn't support me, that said this would never happen. thank all of you as well, you know, because I got motivation from both sides. Both sides motivate me. You know, people that
Yeah.
want me to see me do well, yes, you know, I want to make them proud. People that want to see me fail, I want to make you eat your words.
Definitely, definitely, man. All
But yeah,
right,
man.
man. Well, that's the end of. I was like, yeah, that's the end of today's episode. I would love to thank Johnny once again for coming back on the show and blessing us with his jiu-jitsu knowledge. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please go and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages to stay updated on all future episodes. This has been Talk Your Jits podcast. Keep rolling, keep grinding, and remember, long live jiu-jitsu. Have a great day.